And Rarieda Member of Parliament Otiende Amollo has ruled out the possibility of a further reconstitution of a bipartisan committee to accommodate more members of Parliament. The legislator says the committee will carry on with the talks irrespective of threats by a faction of a Jubilee party that wants representation in the talks. The Kanini Kega faction has threatened to seek legal redress if they are not included in the talks.
The bipartisan committee will on Thursday commence agreeing on a framework that will inform the nature of the talks.
We in Azimio had given a time frame of 30 days. Our colleagues in Kenya Kwanza had given a time frame of 90 days. We have agreed to constrain that time to 60 days. But within those 60 days, we have agreed that the more urgent issues that need to be dealt with will have been dealt with within 30 days.
On Thursday, the committee will decide on the nature of the talks with 3 options on the table.
But the next issue we're exploring, which we'll discuss again tomorrow in detail, is the executive route, where you use an executive order to constitute the team. And I think you are familiar with that previously. The third route is what we call the sui generis route, where we talk of exercise of sovereignty under Article 1, where you do not need to be formally constituted, provided there's political goodwill.
During Wednesday's 5-hour closed-door meeting, the 2 teams tabled areas of interest. The Azimio coalition raised 5 issues, namely the cost of living, audit of the 2022 presidential elections, measures to prevent interference with political parties, and outstanding constitutional issues, such as governance and boundaries delimitation.
Cost of living. 2, audit of the 2022 presidential elections results. 3, restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC.
Among issues that Kenya Kwanza has presented before the bipartisan committee is the reconstitution of the IEBC selection panel, 2/3 gender principle, entrenchment of National Government Constituency Development Fund and the Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution, creation of the office of the official leader of the opposition, resolving insecurity in the country such as banditry, legal framework to give effect to Article 37 of the Constitution, to regulate and give responsibilities to organizers of demonstrations, and review of legal, policy and administrative structures to address state capture of institutions, among others.
Legal framework to give effect to Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya so as to regulate the conduct and assignment of responsibilities to different parties, including organizers of demonstration.
The question of constitution of the respective teams is not for this team to discuss. That is for the parliamentary group and the respective coalitions. But in any event, we took the position that Jubilee, still being part of Azimio, any issue they have to raise, they would have to raise within the Azimio coalition, not to this bipartisan team.
With the talk set to commence immediately after the committee agrees on the nature of the talk, Co-Chair says its report will inform if there will be amendments to the Constitution through a referendum or a parliamentary initiative. For Prime Edition, I'm Gladys Sumungai.